Well, today's Thursday, it's the 6th of March, it's 2025, and we're back in Puerto. We were only here a couple of days ago, and we've just come because we want to have a little walk down to the port, but we've started somewhere a bit different. This is well, what used to be the Fabiola. It used to be a hotel.
And I've got lots and lots of memories, or we've got lots and lots of memories of bringing the children from school here to sing at Christmas time and Easter time. Used to stand outside and have photographs.
Yeah, it changed from being a hotel to being an old people's home. And it wasn't a sudden change, it was a sort of a gradual change. And there were people who were holiday makers with the elderly who had made it their home. And then it all eventually closed down, and it became a residential block. So now it's residential. It does look very smart. Called Elements. But I guess we'll always remember it as the Fabiola. And on this side, the white wall there, this is Las Terrazas. A block that we watched being built when we lived in Puerto. Another grey, windy, a little bit of rain in the air, hopefully not very much that day, but so this is, we're sort of in the back of Puerto. Some amazing villas around here.
It's a nicer day in England today than it is here.
Well, after they've had this terrible rain in the Canary Islands, lots and lots of flooding, apparently that's all moving over to the mainland and getting more flooding there, and Valencia's having problems again. Hopefully nothing like they had before. So that used to be an apartment block. Oh, it is Villa Kismet now it's called. It used to be the Kismet Apartments. And if it's coming over the mainland, the bad weather, then you'd expect it to eventually get to us. We're getting a few spots of rain right now. Hopefully. Weather forecast doesn't say very much in the way of rain. It's an amazing villa across here, huge place. Again, when we first came here, this was just an empty piece of land owned by some people that we knew. Got a house just down at the bottom, and then they had a big villa built, which was almost knocked down completely and rebuilt again. And when they built it the first time, the car park was underneath the house, the garage as it were, and they had a lift. First time I've ever seen a lift to take a car down into a garage. I've led a sheltered life, I know. Lots of building work going on here, which is that's good to see, because I think the piece of land here has been derelict for quite a while, so abandoned. And now that's going to be something huge that they're going to dig there, they'll build there. That's where we used to live. That was our house down there years ago. And again, when we first came to the island, this white block here on this side, which is now shops and offices, didn't exist. It was all a piece of empty land, wasteland really. And so we watched that be built. This is the ship here on the left. Various names over the years. Funnily enough, we ran into Susie recently. They used to have this.
It's rain, isn't it?
I just think it's going to rain. Yeah, well, it starts and it stops and it starts
It does.
and it stops. It does.
We haven't walked out of the boat. See you, bye.
Still know lots of people around here, so even though we haven't lived here for more than 20 years, but it's sort of our little home village of yesteryear. Restaurants are all on this side, and then multi-marine if you need anything for your boat. That's the place to go. Do have a car park here. It's a paid car park under normal circumstances, but at this time of the year it's still free. Those of you who remember Delsey's, that's gone. Both Delsey and her husband, they've passed away. This is Hotel Marina, Portals. This used to be an apartment block at one time, and they then converted it into a hotel. So quite the opposite of the Fabiola. And on this side there's just a few shops and offices, estate agents and the like. And the place I used to come when we lived here, the Carpenters, which isn't here anymore. I used to come and buy wood, and we'd make things during the summer holidays. There's a bakery down here. That's something I've not noticed before. Furniture shop related to the one in Palmanova, Muebles Palmanova.
I'm trying to think what that block was called here, the apartment block. It's where Les used to live, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one I think, yeah. Las Coronas. Las Coronas. I had some friends who lived down there, John and Stella. We mentioned the bookshop in Portals, and years ago it had various owners, but John and Stella Toombs were the owners at one time. Yeah, that's the apartment block.
I remembered it, it's got it
Las
written on the
Coronas.
side.
We actually went there many years ago, more than 30 years ago, to have a look at buying an apartment, one-bedroom apartment, which was around about £20,000 or euros. It was actually in pesetas at the time. I bet they're not that now. We didn't buy it, by the way. And we're just walking down towards the port now, towards Costa de Blanes and Puerto Portals. Just all on the side here, we've watched all of these be built. We've watched the road be widened, the walkway being produced, and it's now quite a pleasant place. Lots of lovely flowers. I'm sure Anita approves.
Beautiful.
Margaritas. Thought that was a drink or a pizza.
All of them.
There's a valley here that goes down. There is, I guess there's a little brook down there with no water in it.
So before we came out, we've just been watching Good Morning, and one of the things that were on there was two of the ladies who were part of this Toxic Town series, just been on Netflix, was it?
And
Oh,
oh yes, here's a look. Processionary caterpillars doing their thing. They're in a proper procession. Well, we'll give them a wide berth and carry on. So, Toxic Town you were telling us about, dear?
yes, a really good series about Corby. You know, the dust in the atmosphere that causes deformed children to be born. We had Jodie Whittaker on, she was amazing in it.
Doctor Who?
Pardon? Oh yeah, Doctor Who. It's a very, very good series and very interesting to watch, and so sad that it happened.
Yeah, so the stories are all around children who were born deformed in Corby, and the court case that followed and the difficulty they had proving that it was due to toxic chemicals that had managed to get into the air, and it was actually thought to have gone in the lab, thought to have got into the water, but then it was realised that it wasn't the water but actually the dust, because the lorries that were transporting it were not properly sheeted. I think I should have put a spoiler alert before I said all of that. Anyway, it's an interesting watch and an interesting expose on how corrupt some of the businesses were in the past. Maybe still are, I don't know.
Aren't they still having problems like that in Newcastle as well?
Yeah, well, where we're from, Stoke-on-Trent and Newcastle-under-Lyme, not the Newcastle-on-Tyne, Newcastle-under-Lyme. There's a tip called Wally's Tip, and it's been brought up in Parliament. I actually heard it mentioned at Prime Minister's Question Time about this tip, because it stinks.
Awful.
Literally
We've
stinks.
been there and smelt it. It's horrible.
And I don't think anybody really knows what's been tipped there, whether it's been legal, whatever's been tipped there. And over years now, things have been tipped, and it's been constant. The company that owns it and operates it, they've been told they've got to stop it and clean it all up and do all of this and do all of that, and it's been going on and on and on. Anyway, the latest I saw last week was that they had stopped because they've gone bankrupt now. But I suppose, well, exactly what will happen to it now. If they've gone bankrupt, then it's going to be left to the council, government, to clean it up and make it safe. And my brother was somewhat involved with that because he offered them a solution. My brother's a manager of a quarry that produces clay, and clay being quite impervious, he offered to supply them with the clay to cover it over, to cap it. But that was deemed to be too expensive, so what they're going to do now, I don't know.
Build houses there.
Well, there are lots of houses all around it, and they're really right on top of it, and we were a few miles away, but you could still smell it. If the wind was in the wrong direction. Really, really unpleasant.
Lovely yellow flowers here.
These yellow flowers have been quite profuse everywhere on the island. You get lots and lots of them. Yeah, we could go down there. We'll go back up that way, I think. Just wanted to carry on down here. Talk to you about a couple of shops down here. So when we first came on the island, some of the teachers used to say, you've got to go to this shop in Costa d'Emblanes, which is called Super Tony's. And well, I mean, we were used to quite big.
Still see Antonia from there occasionally.
Yeah, we were expecting quite big supermarket. It was actually quite a small supermarket. Anyway, they had dreams of grandeur, and they moved into this building, and they had 2 floors, and it did become quite a large supermarket. In fact, it was so large they called it Hypertonies. And so we used to come down there, and we used to go on both floors. You had to go in a lift to get to the upper floor to do your shopping.
Nice lady behind the meat counter as well.
And then it seemed to disappeared. But the original Super Tony, which is a building just behind that, was taken over by some friends of ours, and it is now Nice Price, and that serves the UK expat community very well, providing them with all of the things that they miss from the UK.
And we do buy the occasional thing from there, what I do.
Well, because they're from Stoke-on-Trent, the people who run it, there are some Stoke-on-Trent products, one of which is Wright's pies. And I do like a Wright's pie. But, haven't had one of those for quite a while, and I don't expect to have one for quite a while either. Anyway, we're just getting down towards the Costa d'Emblanes roundabout, which again wasn't here. In fact, there were no roundabouts on the whole of Mallorca when we first arrived on the island.
Is that right?
That's absolutely right. And so when they first came on the island, I think one of the first ones was actually in Pollença, and people just did not know how to go around these things called roundabouts. They've no experience of them, so they didn't really understand them. Nice red Ferrari. Which is what we're here for actually today, is to see some of the cars that are in the rally, which starts this afternoon. Just over there we've got the Agora School, and we've got the Home for the Elderly. All relatively recent additions to the island. So this roundabout here has got a steamroller in the middle, and that appeared when they finished building the port. I think it was something like somebody donated, and it got put in the roundabout there. Well, this is Restaurant Delfino's, and as you can see, it's up for traspasso.
Excited to be one of our places to go to.
Great place for Sunday lunch, but they're closed. It says on there, see you in April. We'll see, I guess. And this is a Chamelli's. It's not the one we usually go to, but this is the other one. In fact, we've never been into this one. It's never been open when we come past. But I guess they'll be opening soon. Down there, we've got the Marineland, and this is a car park, which is a paid car park, but you get the first couple of hours free. You must make sure that you enter your matriculation number, your car registration number, and get a ticket. But you don't have to pay for that. Pharmacy.
They've all got their badges under the car at the race.
Cafe here. Used to be a Barclays Bank. Was that Barclays Bank? It's one of the very few bank robberies I've ever heard of in Mallorca, and that was there. Gone now by the looks of things.
Where Barbara used to live.
Yeah, our friend Barbara, who sadly passed away last year. She'd been part of our family, well, almost since we moved to the island. Met her very soon after we moved into Port Al's.
Plenty of parking here.
Yeah. Come in the summer, you'll never find any parking. It's because we're a bit out of season at the moment. Wind's picking up again. I'm guessing we're getting a little bit of rain on the lens here, so I better just wipe it off, but there's just a few spots that are coming down. Well, we're just coming to Puerto now, just going down here. It's not very much rain, but Anita's chosen to put the brolly up.
I'm going to take it down.
It didn't last very long. So there are actually some little banners up on the lamppost there which show the fact that we've got this car rally. If you're coming into Puerto Portals in the car, you do get 2 hours free parking during the day. If you're there any longer, you're going to have to pay. So the parking over there seems to be restricted, and that'll be because the rally this afternoon. So what I intended to do was come down and just have a look to see if we can see some of the cars. The rally is actually an evening rally, so they're going to be setting off from here this evening just as it's going dark, around 6 o'clock or after. And it's on a closed road, I believe, so not going to be interfering with the main roads. I'm not sure the exact route. Need to look that one up. This is Wellies here. All right. Oh, I see. We've got the red carpet. Oh, no, it's black. Okay. We've got the carpet, the black carpet, which will lead us to the area where the cars are, the classic car rally. Sixth to the 8th of March, so starting, today's the 6th, so it starts here. I wonder if they're actually going to drive along here. Let's see. I think that's probably the starting point, isn't it? They're going to drive up onto there, time it, and away they go. And there's the music blaring. All amongst these fantastic yachts that are here, moored here in Puerto Portals. And all the restaurants set up with some very big tables set out, so I'm guessing they're expecting it party time. I'm guessing the music's going to play a little bit of trouble with my film anyway. This looks like where the action all is, where they've all got to do their registration. Well, some cars have already arrived and there's a little coffee bar set up. So my aim this morning really was just to come and have a look to see what sort of cars we'd actually got here. Here's number 56. They're not parked for a quick getaway, aren't they? A couple of Porsches, 3 Porsches altogether. Heading away from the music now, so it should be less of an issue. And then you get a Renault and then the red Ferrari. I think we might see a few red Ferraris here today. And this could all actually coincide with the fact that we're about to have something of a car exhibition centre place on the road. Sorry?
Motor World.
It's called Motor World. It is German based, and it's on the road towards the airport from here. The old Coca-Cola factory, in fact. And well, that I'm guessing is going to open this year. This is an old TR6 Triumph. Got a multi-marina sticker on the front of it there. An MG.
Is that yellow thing?
Pull that.
What is it? Starting motor.
And wow, this I think was my dream car when I was a little younger. We never actually had an XJS. We did have an XJ6. In fact, we had two XJ6s at one time. But the XJS, a really nice shaped car, really, and it still looks good all these years later. It's another MG. And no rally be complete without a Beetle. Herbie. BMW. Alfa Romeo. Audi. All stickered up they are, all of these cars. Fiat Abarth. Oh, this looks really this thing, doesn't it? Look at that. Got the lights all ready for the night race. And the Porsche is obviously very popular. They've got lots and lots of Porsches. We had a Seat Ibiza, first new car we'd ever bought, ever. And he opened the bonnet up, and the bonnet, the engine, it said System Porsche on it. I used to love showing people that. Yet another, lots of them. There's still more cars around here. Wow, that's a Cortina.
Da ist ein Stopp. Nicht, dass der Abwechsler zu bremsen. Dann stoppen. So. Und jetzt geht das weiter.
Spare wheels. It's obviously very serious. And I guess I'll get very noisy on it. And these things have not got quiet engines, they're really quite noisy things.
Well, it'll be on the news, won't it?
Yeah. There's one who's been all jacked up. God, that's an air filter and a half on the top there. And a whole load more cars over here. And a rather nice mega yacht, super yacht. Relatively new Porsche there. Most of the cars are quite old, hence they've got H number plates if they're Spanish. A lot of them have got German number plates. The H distinguishes it as a historic vehicle.
Oh, does H stand for that?
Stop putting the stickers on this one. Yeah, sponsored by Calvi Council.
On the Guernsey or Jersey one?
Could be a Guernsey plate, it's got it. Jersey plates have a J on them. Another one hanging high.
Have you ever been down to this before?
No, I think we've always missed it for some reason. We've very nearly missed it today because it's a Thursday and I'm busy this evening, so we can't actually come when I'd like. I'd like to be here for the start of a race, but we're not going to see that this evening. And then tomorrow, well, we're not even here. We're going to disappear. There's still more cars down on this side. I don't know how many cars are involved. It's quite a few. Just check my lens again.
Jeremy Clarkson.
Oh, now this is something like it, isn't it? No, is Jeremy Clarkson here? No, I don't think. That's an old BMW. Oh, that's a pretty one, isn't it?
A bit like the car in Bergerac.
It is similar. Not sure what the car in Bergerac is. We watched the new Bergerac over the last couple of nights, so it's only just come out.
It was really good. I enjoyed
I
it.
think it's going to be on ITV, but at the moment it's out on ITVX or no, on You. You've seen it. And when I read the reviews of it, they were terrible. Some people giving it 1 out of 10. It was this, I think it was like the worst series that had ever been published. But we watched it, and if you take Jensen Interceptor, we watched it, and you take it away from the original Bergerac, then I thought it was a good series.
It was well done.
It was all based around one story, whereas the original Bergerac was around a separate story for each episode, and there's 6 episodes in this new one. But really, we enjoyed it.
Very good acting as well. The
Yeah.
man was, they were on Good Morning as well, weren't they? The lady is Zoe, the Wallet Baker or somebody. She's good.
She's been in Harry Potter and lots of other things. Lemon, not lime.
Manchester.
Well, I'm glad we've had the opportunity to come down here and see the cars. Didn't think we were going to get it. Bosch and Lethano, they're the ones that have spare parts. So my guess is later on this afternoon, this evening, the cars are actually going to drive up there and we'll set off. Well, we've just spoken to the girl on the reception there, and she's given us the official booklet, and she says there's well over 100 vehicles going to be taking place, so that's quite amazing. And they'll each be starting from Puerto, but the actual individual races are through different parts. So they don't. The racing isn't actually starting here. The cars leave from here, and then they will go through a start point, and they'll go then to the finish, and it's a timed race. That bit of the road will be closed. So that's it. They'll go up onto the ramp there, and then off they'll go. This is Flanagan's, where I'm guessing some of the participants will be having their lunch now. And we're going to make our way back up towards the car, which is actually in Portals. And I've got a little bit of rain, not much, but a little bit of rain. And
a bit of wind as well.
I've got to think about our lunch. There's wellies. Actually, if we walk by wellies, we can go under cover.
The geraniums here.
Wellies, one of the original places when this was first built, back when we first arrived on the island, so 1985. And well, it's obviously changed hands. Jeff Kenyon, who started it, sadly has passed away, so it's now in new hands. Shops along here. Anita loves to look in them, but frightens me if she ever thinks of buying anything here, because the prices are through the roof. And they're all gearing up. Look, all the boxes are arriving now, and they'll be setting up and getting ready for the new season and the new people that come to visit the port. It gets very busy during the summer months, July and August. It's like the end place to be seen. Right, we're going to go up this way. So we're going out of the port in a slightly different way than we came into it. So there's more shops, bars, restaurants down there. This is the Cappuccino. And this road will take us back up to the village. Like a building site around here. Better get around the outside of this. So now you have to drive around this way, and when you drive down here, there's a car park which is just down this road down to the right. Hence the underground car park. But we're going to be leaving, and it means going up this way. When we lived in Portals, this road was a regular up and down path for us, because this is how we used to get into the port, and we lived there when we lived in the village. I'm going to turn the camera off now because I don't think it's very interesting videoing. It's a long line of cars and a hill for me to get out of breath on. If I see something interesting, I'll put the camera back on. Well, we made it to the top, and quite a climb it is. We could have walked up the same road we went down, and walked up through this way. There's a little bit of a car park there. The path that we walked down from the village just runs across the top there. Every now and again you might see a car pass through. And then we can go this way, and we have a choice. And it doesn't really make much difference. We can go that way, or we can go this way. And this has chosen this way. All roads lead to Rome, so it doesn't really make a great deal of difference. So yeah, this would be the way we would come down. Sometimes the children would have the bikes. When the port really was in its very early stages. So just looking down there, that's the road we've come up. It's still interesting, there's like pieces of land like this which have never been developed, which is kind of nice really. It's a little bit steeper here, so I think I might be turning the camera off again. It's another apartment block just here on the right hand side, again one that we watched be built all those years ago, but it's a bit steep. See you up at the top. Well, I'd actually forgotten the name of the place. It's Silver Point. And they were all pretty exclusive apartments when they were built. I guess they still are. We're not at the top yet. A seagull on the top of oh, it's on the top of a bin, but they're huge seagulls. Reminds me of Weymouth. Yeah. Size that bird. Looking for things in the bin. Johnny wrote to me from San Diego asking me about the bins, and it's these things that are slightly different in different countries. We pay a separate tax here called the bin tax, basuras, and it depends where you are, but in this area where we live, the bins are emptied every single day, and certainly in our area that's 365 days a year. So we don't keep rubbish at home. We have a small bin in the kitchen, and we tend to take things down pretty much as we produce the rubbish. We take it down to the bins, and we've got separate bins depending on what sort of rubbish it is. So if it's a recyclable, it can go into the paper or the plastic. If it's something organic that can be composted, there's a composting bin. It's a general rubbish bin. We don't have one, but there is one that has oil, so for your cooking oil. But, I'm not sure where the nearest one of those is. They're quite often just in car parks. And here we are, back to where we started. What was the Fabiola, now Elements. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our walk today, and thank you very much for watching. Look forward to seeing the next one. Bye for now.
I've got lots of washing out at home, so it's
oh dear,
there.
oh dear. Bye.
Bye.